What up, though? It's another episode of The Reality Is. We gonna jump straight into it, man. It's a couple topics that we want to get into. So, y'all know what's been going on, man, about this T app. So I kind of want to get y'all opinion about it, what y'all think, how y'all feeling. And then also, too, has anybody been on the T app?
Oh, man.
Hell no.
Man, I don't know if I'm on there because you know you only supposed to let girls on there, right? And so it's a woman-based app, of my understanding. So yeah, I ain't been on it. I've been hearing a lot of stuff about it, but I don't think I'm on there. I hope I ain't.
You talking about I hope I ain't.
I would think I don't think that I'm on there. My wife ain't came to me and said nothing, but from my understanding, the app is exclusively for women, and I think it's important to realize what the app is for, because the app was supposed to be for women to feel secure with, you know, who they go out with, just doing some background and research, but it got a little messy in the process of it. You know what I'm saying? But I ain't heard nothing, you know, about me on there. I don't think I would be on there. I have no reason for me to be on there. I ain't talking to nobody. I ain't in nobody DMs. I ain't catfishing. I ain't playing no games with nobody. I can't afford to, man. It's too much on the line for me. So, nah.
I feel like, you know, the T app is essential. I feel like it was made for the right purpose. Women just want to know who they dealing with, and they don't want to find out later after they, you know what I'm saying, get super invested. Who knows? I'm probably on there. I'm probably not.
That's real.
Hey, but at the end of the day, man, it is what it is, man. I don't like how they degrading people, though. I don't like how they is breaking up people's households. I don't feel like it should be that impactful.
And men been crashing out behind that too, because
women too.
Worldwide.
To throw, you know, an insult towards somebody's name, you know, that's important because it does tie into a person's image and how they're perceived by people too, you know. But should we worry about that though?
Hold on though, but I feel like that's the big deal, because if you getting mad or you crashing out or you trying to reply to this shit, it's like, as a man, should you care about your character or image more? Which one should be more important to you?
But I think another question on top of that is, how do your woman view it? Because you might care about your character and you might be trying to explain it after your girl done seen something, but she like, I ain't trying to hear that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, she might be like, they say you this, how they notice about you or whatever, comment, green flag, whatever it is. And you like, man, look, I care about who I am in real life. And she like, well, I care about what they saying about you on the internet. So how do you deal with that? You know what I mean? It's like
I think to answer the question, I think to me, to your question, the image versus your character. I think that my character is who I am on a daily basis, on a consistency. So my woman would be able to see me and how I interact every day.
But
so how the outside person can, if you seeing me from a window perspective versus you inside the house, you can't even get in. So you don't really know me. So I can't worry about how the world perceive me. But as my woman, you know my character, you know who I am. So as a man, that's the only thing that matters
what
to
if
me.
it's too close to home? Like, what if what they saying on there is like, how do they know this?
I mean,
Because
your
this-
image might be,
Oh,
your
they
image might be through.
Like,
Hold on,
this
the problem that men need to realize about that app. You have seasons and reasons when you dealing with women. You have seasons when you broke. You have seasons when you up. You have seasons when you and your girl on
So they
bad
might have
times.
met another.
So what I'm saying is, every experience is not gonna be the same.
Right.
If you out here messing with a lot of women, you know that they didn't get every side of you.
Yeah.
So you know what I'm saying? You got some women when you had a lot of time and you was affectionate, you cared about some stuff. Then you had women who you was dismissive to. I don't care about your feelings. I'm not spending no money on you. I'm trying to do this. Me and my girl trying to do this. So it's like, Your woman gotta be secure and just be like, all right, man, if my guy on there, I know he ain't shit. I know he do what he do, and that's just what it is.
Well, I think that depends. That's kind of like it's situational because some men, if you have the reputation, you know what I'm saying, like your woman is known you for being outside.
Yeah.
So there's a difference versus if you're a man that has been walking a straight line.
But bro, if you a man that's walking a straight line, you not on there. And if you on there, you got all good positive reviews.
Possibly.
No,
Maybe.
bro.
Possibly.
not.
That's a possibility.
Yeah.
But do you think every man that made it to the app 100% has done something wrong?
Yes.
Yeah.
We
They
all
hurt
have
somebody
I don't
because
know.
some of the stuff on there is about, it could be about your sex. It don't necessarily mean that you did something wrong or that you been cheating.
But you did something wrong. You didn't please her.
But it can be good reviews.
But at the same
can.
but at the same
That's what I'm saying,
time,
so
but
it
at
don't
the same
necessarily mean that you
time,
did nothing wrong.
that's situational because sex is objective to the person. So a sexual experience for one person who may be a hypersexual versus somebody who is okay, they don't need certain things or they don't want certain things, that's situational. So even a sexual review is contingent on the person that you having sex with.
I agree with you, but this is all I'm gonna say about it. For me, your characteristics should hold more weight than your image. People gonna view you however they
100%.
want to view you, no matter what you put in front of you. So if you know you standing on business, you know you had every experience, and you know anybody you deal with and come in dealings with, and you know you do living right or trying to do them right or being honest, whatever that shit say on that app, it don't fucking matter. I'm not replying to nothing. I'm not doing none of that because I'm content with my characteristics and my foundation and what I stand on.
But what if it's causing issues in your home?
Yeah, and what about, I feel like a lot of people say that because I had a conversation not too long ago about somebody that was like, I live in the real world. I don't live on the internet. But I'm like, you do live on the internet. Because I'm like, if I go to your page, I can tell a lot about you. So it do matter. In the world that we live in now, your image has something to do with who you are. And you got to understand it. And it's almost like how the celebrities used to be. I'm not saying we celebrities, but like, okay, say I'm a big podcaster or something like that. When people see me out in the world, that's what they're gonna know me for. Right? So that is reality.
But that's not really reality because if you a big podcaster in 2025 and you mess with somebody in 2011 and you hit her one time and took her to go to a Royal Oak to get some ice cream and hit her in her car and never talked to her again, she found out you had a girlfriend. She gonna be on the tee up like
Talking crazy.
Because you hurt her, bro. And that was
no. If
years
you're talking
ago.
about the TF, I agree. But I'm saying, as far as character and
But
image,
I'm talking, but it's based.
it's blending nowadays because it's like you used to didn't have to care. You could be like, man, look, I am who I am in the real world, whatever. But now it's like, if they got this perception of you on the internet, it's kind of like, man,
But
that's
it's
bad.
not-
Clean that up.
it's
man.
not true
You might have to address it.
It's not true. That's why there's a such thing as catfish.
But you don't think you have to
It's-
address
that's
certain
not true.
things?
No, you don't.
But look though, let me say this real quick, and then so we can kind of move on because I don't want to spend too much time on that. But my whole perception of the T app is great idea, poorly executed. You feel me, by the women. I look at it as like damn near like how niggas call and try to get the whole facts. Like, bro, what you heard about this girl? What you know about her? If she mess with this, she mess with that. So I feel like it was good. But just the way that it was perceived and how women took it and ran with it and being messy with it.
Right.
It
What
kinda-
women did
what women
to
did
the app.
to it. Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
it shouldn't be an app. I think that app has became something that's degrading toward men. Women are making fun of men on the
Yeah.
app, and they're not really sticking to what it's for.
It wasn't supposed to make the internet.
It
It was supposed to
really
stay in
was.
the
Oh,
app.
right.
But
It
women
really
can't.
was, for
Women
sure.
can't keep
It wasn't
none to
supposed to be
themselves.
green
Women
shots.
can't hold water.
They can't. They can't at all.
Right.
And then also too, I feel like low key is really helping some niggas get a lot more pussy for real. Because if you see something on there about this nigga, like, cause it could be bad reviews, it could be good reviews. Women still want to find out for
Yeah,
themselves.
I agree.
They want to go see like, well, let me see, girl. Let me see if it's really like that. Or even if they feel like, well, I bet you he ain't gonna do me like that. You know what I'm saying? But that's taking me to an even more a greater point that y'all was talking about. Like, do y'all feel like men should date when they finances not in order? Like, do you feel like you should be out here pursuing women, trying to be with a woman, and you really ain't got your shit together with yourself?
That's a twofold answer, and I'm gonna tell you why. Because I think that women are the most influential things in the world to exist. I'm gonna be real. Wars have started over
I kind of
women.
agree with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
I do.
The temptation of man started with a woman. So women are very influential. And the thing that I think men have to consider is the type of woman that they're choosing, because some women will not bring out the right version of you. So if this woman is not willing to accept where you are, but can see where you going, then you don't need her. But there are women that can see the potential in a man and bring the king out of him. It's some women that can bring
What
the
that do
king
with
out
your
of a
paper?
man. It's some women that can bring the king out of a man.
What that do with your paper?
I'm gonna tell you what it got to do with it. Because you may not have the monetary right now in the moment, but you know where you going and you know what it take to get it. But it just take time.
So you saying she can see your potential?
A woman has to be able to see the vision.
It's not really,
but a man gotta be able to have a vision.
And that goes to where I'm at. You should not date if you're not financially stable. Only date if you financially stable, because love deal with broke shit. When you love somebody, you see the potential in people. You see the better in them. And that's why it be more kind of like they coddle a man for not doing certain things. When you in a dating pool and you start talking to girls, and you start, listen. When you talking to girls and there ain't no love involved, and you play and she asks for that paper, she asks for something, and you just got her number, or she like, hey, I like to go here, I want to be flew out, I don't do dates in Detroit. She'll cut you off, leave you
That's
on red.
who you don't need though.
No, it's not.
I
Listen,
agree.
hold on, listen what I'm saying, bro. Everybody, let's make this clear. Everybody's not dating with intent. He asked me a question that should you date? So that means dating is broad.
Should you date without intent then?
That ain't the question.
What's the purpose of dating if it ain't intent?
Some people just want to date.
No,
True.
no.
But
What's the purpose?
Some people just
Somebody
date
just
just
answer
to-
the question. What's the purpose of dating without intent?
Because some people
Everybody
just want-
purpose
Right.
be different.
Oh, hold on.
So
Let-
some
get in and
niggas
get out
date just
then.
to
Okay.
get bodies.
So let me
Get
just
in and
finish.
get out
Let me
then.
And I'm
finish
not
my.
saying that's right, but
Go ahead.
Let
go
me
ahead,
finish
go
my
ahead.
take though,
Go
real
ahead.
quick. All I'm saying is this: I feel like you should date when you're financially stable, because women are needy. Women need a lot of stuff. You have to perform, or you're not gonna be respected.
Yeah.
On the
Contingent on a woman.
I feel you, but what I'm saying is when love and feelings get involved, that's when they start overlooking the shoulder, or you not being financially right.
all right, look.
You know what I'm saying? And that's just basically what I'm saying.
No, I feel it. But the way I see it, I don't think you should be dead broke.
Right.
Right? So you saying should a man date if he's not financially stable? I think you should have some type of motion, right? So you should build your foundation. You shouldn't even be looking to court a woman until you have built your foundation. You should have a car, a place to stay, and some type of income, right? Before you even start looking for a woman, because you wasting your time. That's a distraction if you don't have those things. You know what I mean? So I feel like you should have those things and have some motion. Now, I'm not saying you got to be at your peak and you got to be this $1 million guy before you start courting women, but you should at least have the basics before you even start looking for a woman, because that can knock you off your pivot. Now, a woman can help you come up, because a lot of women don't want a rich man. I talk to women all the time and they be like, no, I want to kind of come up with my guy, because a lot of times if a guy's here and he meets you here, he's going to treat you a different way.
For
So
sure.
I'm with the idea of the come up, but a man should at least have the basics and the foundation when it comes to dating.
So let me tell y'all I guess I gotta apply my real life situation in this aspect.
Okay.
Because it's all about the cloth of the woman that you with. Because when I transitioned, I was working. I started my landscaping business back in 2018, and I was using my landscaping equipment in who at the time, who's now my wife, my girlfriend's car, and her 2016 Malibu, stocking it up and having to pick her up from work. But that's where I started.
That's the come up. Yeah.
And that's also the part where I deem her worthy of no longer having to work again, because I remember what you did for me when I didn't have anything. And if you talk to a lot of women have stories about men that they've supported and stayed down with that man. The problem is the men end up switching up or backdooring somebody else to the same woman that was holding them down, and that be the problem that women have with men.
They was using
Stay
her- they
down
was
with the
using her
woman.
anyway.
You get what I'm saying? Stay down. If that woman been supportive
And
of
I
you,
lo-
stay down
And
with
I
her,
love
bro.
and I love that, and that's solid of you, and I love that story, bro. But but at the end of the day,
I know you about to say some bullshit.
but at the end of the day, she loved you because you're a woman.
But
Hold on, bro. Listen,
Okay,
let me
go,
talk.
go.
If you met a girl tonight and you wasn't married, and you talked to her, got her number, and it was going good, and you told her next week on Tuesday, yeah, can I use your car for my landscaping business? She'll be like, see you fucking ever.
No,
I'm not believing in
not
your dream.
true.
I don't know you.
That's
nigga.
not true. That's
That
not
is
true.
bro.
It's all about how you paint
depends.
the picture.
It's
all about
depends.
how you paint the
But
picture.
listen, let me ask you this. Before Jeff, I know Jeff, you gotta go, man. But
Go
look,
ahead.
let me ask you this real quick. You said two things that I kinda think
You always on the fence with me,
No,
bro.
but hear me out. Hear me out. Because you said because you big on this. You said potential. Would you tell your daughter to fall in love with potential?
It depends on what the potential
I'm
look
just
like.
saying.
Let me
I'm
tell
just
you.
saying,
Let me
because
tell
I'm
you.
not. No, hold on. Because what I said was not in this perfect world, right? I'm just saying this is how you should do it if you have a chance to go about it.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like I don't think you should be trying to date if you don't have your shit together as a man. But
I agree with that.
But it's other stories that happen. You know,
Yeah.
that I'm very familiar with that happen close to me.
Right.
Right. So, but that potential thing, I don't know.
Potential, but
And the way that you and your wife had it, bro, that was in the cards for y'all. You can't tell another man if you a mentor. You're not gonna tell another man like, man, yeah, lean up on that girl, man. She gonna.
I ain't,
like,
it ain't even leaning.
He
It
wasn't
ain't
leaning on her.
leaning.
It
I
was her
wasn't leaning
showing
on
her partnership
That-
ability.
Exactly.
She probably threw the
I'm not
idea out
leaning
like,
on
man,
her.
you don't have
Y'all
to
think
keep-
it's something wrong
I
to
was
lean
still
over?
walking to work for 2 hours. I still was doing other things.
No, hold on.
You get what I'm saying? I was catching the train.
Yeah, you always been asking.
So that's always gonna be me
So
regardless.
you saying she's seen it?
Yeah.
No, what
you
I'm
gotta
saying is
see
she
that.
showed her worth. So she might
agree
see him
with
check like,
You
hey,
get what
man,
I'm
you know,
saying?
you don't have to do this. But what I'm saying is that's showing her worth and showing her partnership. That's why she got the ring.
Bingo.
So it goes to what I'm telling you about this topic right now is, should you date when you fucked up? No. Can you date when you medium? Like you got a job in the basics, whatever. Even if you don't have a whip, even if you don't have a crib, you have one or the other. You can still come up and you can still find somebody that might do some things or might have a connection. But like you said, at the end of the day, I just feel like that shit only don't matter when you're already connected to somebody emotionally. When you're starting off fresh and trying to start new shit,
Right, you
that
broke.
shit has
I'm
to
not
matter,
even in
bro.
the mood
You
to
shouldn't
date.
even
I'm
be
broke.
thinking
Okay.
about
Yeah.
dating.
If I'm broke, I'm
If
not
you
in the
fishing,
mood. Yeah, I
if
don't
you
even-
fishing,
I
you
don't
gotta
even
have
wanna
paper.
date.
That's
I
all I'm
swear.
saying.
Yeah, I
If you
agree with
fishing,
that.
you gotta have paper. If you in a relationship, then you can kind of be up and down, but it's a time limit on that shit because she
It's
ain't
super-
gonna keep waiting shit.
It's a super time limit on that
There's a
shit.
time limit on that shit.
Because I feel like it's like 50-50. I feel like, first off, like most women and men too kind of love on conditions. It's not really unconditional love for real. Because once those certain conditions not being met, like Rim said, that time limit it's like, all right, I ain't
Especially in
about to
the
keep
beginning.
on waiting on for you to get your shit together. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like, should a man date and his finances not together, it depends on where you at in your life and how old you are. When you younger, I feel like it's cool. Because
I
I'm
agree
figuring
with
it out.
that.
I'm in my early 20s, mid 20s. I'm still figuring this shit out.
Yeah,
So I feel like
you
it's
should have
cool
more
to date.
grace when
you should have more grace. But once you start getting in your mid 30s, damn near late 30s, it's like, nah, bro.
Chill out.
You need to get your shit together, bro. Because you
no reason why
you
you
don't
don't
be
have
thinking
it.
you
about
don't
no
need to, you don't
no
need to be
women.
thinking about no woman like at
I'm
all
not in the
because
mood.
You right,
you're not
bro.
even in the mood. You know
How
what
you
I'm
in the
saying?
mood?
Age matter for sure.
Yeah,
It
how do you-
matters.
How are
You
you,
know what
in
I'm
the
saying?
mood to have a woman when you broke? That's
But
insane.
That's
to
the
me.
crazy thing. You not.
Like,
I talked
I'm
to
not
so many
in the
women. They be
mood.
like, man, my boyfriend was the meanest when he was broke. Like, of course.
Yes.
But I'm
And
not
the
gonna lie to
thing-
you.
I'm a totally different person.
The reality
when I'm broke, if I'm
The
broke,
reality of all this shit is like everybody needs somebody at the end of the day. I don't give a fuck if you broke. It's bums that sleep in on a gas station at the
and got a
and
homeless
they in
lady
love with each
holding
other.
them down.
And they doing
Always.
stuff, they panhandling together. Everybody be needing
that's
somebody.
human nature.
It is. You gonna need somebody. So I'm not gonna sit here and act like shit. Ain't no 2 days the same. A nigga could be broke today and he could come up tomorrow. A nigga could be up tomorrow and then be down in a week.
Yeah.
So
But that's
it's
why
just-
I don't think it's ever good for a man to be alone. To your point, you mentioned about if you dealing with a certain kind of woman, she got certain expectations. Dating your age, dating your financial bracket. Quit trying to reach for the stars when you know damn well you in the ground.
But I ain't gonna lie, a lot of women be capping. Women be trying to make it seem like they in this height bracket that they not in. Like,
A
I want
lot
a
of them
six figure,
broke.
I want a
Yeah.
six
A
figure
lot of
nigga,
them
I
broke.
want a high value
A
man.
lot of them broke.
And it's like, how you want a high value man? Credit
And you
score
don't
430. You ain't never had a car in your name. Like, you don't even know how to go get no apartment or nothing in your name.
But
So how you want
the
this?
reason that they want that is because a man's supposed to be financially stable to do whatever they want. A man's supposed to take care of women, bro.
But this is
So they can have
hold
I'm
up,
just
hold up.
rebutting off of what
I know,
said.
but I'm
this is
saying
a
that's
good
why they
point, but this is
mindset
a
like
good
that.
point to another topic of conversation that I think is important because a lot of these women you will see come from healthy backgrounds or sometimes broken backgrounds, and they trying to compensate for maybe what they look at what their dad was, or they're looking at what their dad wasn't, and they want to try to
Or what
pour
their
into-
mother was.
or what their mother
Or what their
was,
mother
and what their
boundaries
taught
was.
them.
Because
Right.
it's not always on the men.
Right. It's not always on the men. And that's a question that I got for y'all as far as, not to like veer too away from the topic of what we're talking about, but like, I think that's important because people sometimes try to date people based off of who their parents were or what their parents showed them. Like if their mother was a fixer or a patient woman, a woman see a broken man, or a man see a messed up woman, you know, and then the man go to a woman like, well, my mom did this, or, you know, so you should be like this. And they try to emulate their mother or their father, you know what I'm saying, in certain regards. Like, what's your thoughts on that?
What's our thoughts on what just laid out again from like playing?
So, like, do y'all feel that, you know, people, that is good for people to date based off of who their parents were? Like, sometimes they
are we looking, or do we look to date? Like, so if I'm looking for a wife, am I looking for my wife to be like my mother?
I'm gonna put it to you like this. It's a saying, right? That every man grows up to marry his own mother.
Okay.
You get what I'm saying?
Okay.
So with that being said, do y'all think that's a good thing? Should we try to strive for the parents, for who our parents were? Do y'all think people do that?
I think people probably do it, but I think that it could be a slippery slope, because you could damn near be trying to find something in your mother and your woman, and she never be that. So then there to you, she not good enough, but you missing out on all the good qualities that she do have, because you got this picture of this ideal woman and she's never gonna live up to that. You know what I'm saying? You kind of got to meet her where she at. You know what I'm saying? And take her for her flaws, or take her for the things that she do well. In my own personal relationships, just looking back quickly, I don't really think I've tried to date women as like my mother. You feel me? But I have tried to find certain qualities in them. I tried to see, like, if there's certain things that they weren't doing, I'll be like, well, I know that's something that my mom wouldn't do, but I've never really dated somebody like, if she ain't like my mama, I ain't messing with her. Because I done dated women that's actually kind of the complete opposite of my mama. Right. You know what I'm saying? I still found love in them, though, you know, in their flaws or in their shortcomings. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like I said before, when you take that approach, you damn near kind of like overlooking somebody, and you not accepting them for who they really are, and you're not even really getting to know them, because you trying to
force them to be.
You trying to force them to be something that they really can't be.
Mm-hmm. Like I feel like this: a man can never be your father, and a woman can never be your mother.
I agree with that.
I think those are separate departments, and I think that who your mother is, like, your mother will love you unconditionally. A woman will never love you unconditionally. A woman will love you as much as you love her. A woman will sow into you as much as you sow into her. If you cannot sow into her, she will love you less, whether she admits it or not. The bottom line is, she could never love you the way that your mother loves you.
Yep.
So I don't think that it's a good idea to put, you know, your mother in the same comparison as someone who could be your potential life partner.
Yeah. Because
that is a comparison. Yeah. And a woman will always fall short to what your mother is. Yeah, she could never be your mother. You know what I'm saying?
I agree.
Yep.
I think when it comes to the question that you asked, I think it depends on the relationship that you have with your parent. Because if a lot of people have bad relationships with their mom, right, or bad relationships with
their father,
or the father was missing, or the mother was missing, right? And so I think, and I heard this, and I believe this to be true, like a fatherless woman have a hard time with relationships sometimes, because they don't really, they never had an example. You know what I mean? Like, they never really had that experience. So when a man's doing certain things, oh, you're controlling because you didn't really grow up with a father. And on the flip side, a man a lot of times have trust issues or abandonment issues because he never had a mom, right? So I think, like, when you look at it, like when they grow up to date, I think we all do it unconsciously. We all do it. We all try to look for, like you said earlier, something that we liked about our parent, or something that we had missing. We try to fill that void that we didn't have from our mom, and we try to find it in our woman. You get what I'm saying? So I think it's kind of depends on your relationship with your parent. If you had a good mom, I don't think there's nothing wrong with trying to find those qualities. Or if you have a father or a father figure and you like, okay, he remind me of this guy and I know he's a solid guy, I don't think there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, I don't either.
But at the same time, it's a thin line, because don't cross over to trying to make this person that thing. You know what I mean? So that's how I look at it. But it's a lot of broken women. That's the last thing I'm gonna say. I heard this guy say this too. He was like, he was dating a woman. He was dating all these women or whatever, and he had a bad relationship. No, he had a good relationship with his mom, but his mom wasn't a healed woman. And he said he was looking for the broken version of his mom in women. And he was having a bad experience.
That's deep.
You get what I'm saying? Because he like, my mom is this, my mom this. He love his mom so much, but your mom ain't really healed, man. She
Yeah.
doing a lot of bad things, and you trying to look for that in women, you not gonna have no luck.
Real quick, I want to say this, and I know you want to hit the flow. I feel for men have to learn to break up with their mothers, good or bad. You gotta learn to get away from the titty. You gotta learn to get away because your mother is your safety blanket. Whereas your mother may make excuses for you in certain instances, but your woman will hold you accountable. Your woman will point out your flaws. Your mother may pacify some of your flaws, but your woman will make, if she's the right woman for you, your woman will make sure that the reflection that she's seeing is a man. Flat out. Your woman, I mean, your mama will hold you accountable too. But your woman will flat out, your woman will flat out, hold on, I'm gonna tell you though, your woman will flat out, if you are not holding up your end of the bargain, your woman will hold you accountable at some point.
Yeah,
I think it depends
But
on
your
your mom.
It depends on your mom.
will
It depends-
pacify at some
No,
time.
I think it
Mama
depends
don't
on your
pacify
mom.
their sons neither, though, bro.
I
agree.
swear.
Hold on, let me just say
But I'm
this.
saying nature.
Let me just say this real quick. I don't look for my mother love. I look for some of my mother qualities. And I also look at some of my mother flaws. Because my mama was loyal to a fault. And I don't want my girl to be loyal to a fault with me. Set a boundary for yourself. If you're not setting no boundary, getting the fuck on and making me stay on my toes, like you saying, having accountability, I don't want to look like that. I'm not gonna look at it like, hey, no, stay down on me because my mama stayed. No, fuck that.
Right.
But I admire my mama loyalty too. You know what I'm saying? So I kind of look at all my mama good qualities and see the level of them. Another thing about it is, love is different to me because I feel like your woman can love you more than your mama because your woman deal with more layers than your mama. You know what I'm
mama just
saying?
know you
My
as her
mama,
son.
my mama just my son. I'm her baby. I'm always gonna be her baby. But I ain't gonna, I don't go through my mama phone and my feelings get hurt and I call her a bitch. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't
She
do
never
that.
seen that side of you,
So my
right?
mama don't see them layers, so my mama don't have to deal with them layers.
Yeah.
But another thing, my mama tell a girl I'm engaged to leave me. If she call, hey, your son doing this, my mama be like, hey, well, baby, listen. Leave his ass. I ain't raised him like that.
Facts.
So, you know what I'm saying? So, I don't believe in that cuddle and shit.
But you know, women stick together.
Yeah.
At the end of the day,
Every
they
mama
stick
don't do
together.
that. That's why
Yeah.
I'm like, and I don't know because every woman, every mom don't pacify their son.
Yeah.
Right, but in a natural, healthy dynamic, most of the times you see women, mothers coddling their children or pacifying their
It's
behaviors
gonna
a
definitely
lot
be different
more.
from their wife. Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? They gonna love you regardless.
But what about the flip side? What about women and their fathers?
Right, I think women and their fathers. So to me, I think the women who are fatherless is what you're asking. Like if
No,
they
just
don't have.
women, period. Because we spoke a lot on
okay,
us.
so
because
like
we
I know,
men, but-
so right,
Hey,
so I
even if a
know
woman,
some girls.
not to cut you off, but even if a woman
You
follows
cut me
this,
off, but it's okay.
it's okay, brother. Even if women follow this, they daddy still a person. So even if they daddy not wrong, they might be like, hey, that nigga act like your daddy. You know what I'm saying? Like, because you might still attract the same qualities of your daddy.
Right. Well, I think for women that are fatherless, I think those I think on both sides, but I think those women that are fatherless that have a void need to heal. Because those women that are fatherless tend to have unrealistic expectations because they don't understand what a man is like. Exactly. They don't understand how to function.
I don't agree with you.
Hold on, let me land.
I agree with that.
Let me land. Because those women don't have the understanding of how it is to function in a household with a man.
That's
to
not true.
understand what. Let me land. To understand what that man needs and how to deal with that man when he's going through certain things. So if a woman ain't grow up, if a girl didn't grow up seeing her daddy in the house and seeing her mama having to fit everything, guess what? She don't know how to be dependent on a man. She
Bro,
don't know how to
every man
coexist.
household not the same, brother.
It's not because certain
Every
things your
man
children are not even
household-
gonna be exposed to.
What I'm saying is,
Like,
a
bro,
woman-
you not gonna sit here and tell your daughter a time you cheated on her mama before? Not saying you have done it. I'm saying like a lot of men, my whole point is this. A lot of men fabricate a reality to their daughter like they're a
that's true.
princess.
That's true.
So they have these expectations like it's a fairy tale world because daddy like, oh, I'll do this. I never did nothing to your mama.
Hold up.
So hold on. So they grow up thinking that that's the fucking reality. And it's
Right,
not.
that's a false
But
reality.
you know what I'm telling
That's the
you know what
flip
I'm telling my
side.
daughter? Daddy, what happened that time when you was in that Crown Vic and mommy was fighting you? Paul, look, sit down. Let me tell you about this shit. She went through my phone and I was messing with Kiki. And sometimes people cheat on each other and they get bored. And they get bored and they be
transparent,
like, and you know what my daughter, but listen, you know what my daughter gonna know is sometimes niggas cheat. And I'm not gonna be trying to be this super good person because I don't want to tell her the truth. So she gonna grow reality like niggas cheat. My daddy done cheated and I remember that shit, bro.
But
a lot of fathers don't do that with their
Her
daughters.
just being naive.
But now,
agree with
hold up. But now in her mind and your daughter's mind, now she may put up with a man
That's not true.
That's not true. She
Hold
may not.
on. It's a coin toss. That's the whole point.
Hey.
But you
It
putting
is.
it out there.
Hey, both of y'all right.
Hey, sometimes
Both of y'all
niggas
right,
cheat.
bro.
So
Yeah.
what you
I'd
saying
rather
to
my
your
daughter put up with cheating and get to a point where she like, okay, I gotta do better for myself for her thinking a nigga will never cheat on her.
Yeah.
Why if he ain't showing it to her?
Because it don't matter. Fuck that shit.
Nah,
Hell
I'd rather
yeah.
be on the other side.
I'd rather-
Well, you rather be on
the
what
other
side?
side, not me.
I'd be on the
So
other
you rather be
side.
on the
Hey,
side of like
hey.
what I don't know can't hurt me?
Yes.
No.
Yes.
I would rather her be on the side of thinking that men don't cheat so she can hold you to a standard. Because
No,
yes,
that's
because,
not
yes,
hold you to no
because,
standards.
yes, because even if she do find out in her world, that is crazy.
She gonna
That's
get
blasphemy.
crushed.
It don't matter.
Like, damn,
It do
it
matter. At the
matters.
same time, her
That's
standards.
devastation.
All
Start
men
thinking
don't
that
cheat.
shit.
Right.
She
but-
a damn near
right.
wanna kill
All men
herself.
don't- No,
cheat,
she not
bro.
gonna want to kill herself. But what I'm saying
so
is,
how you gonna
hold
put that
on,
out there?
hold on. What
I
I'm
think
saying
every
is,
nigga in
hold
the
on.
world cheat.
Hold on, hear me out.
But that's
Hold
just
on.
me.
Hold on, kiddo. Let me talk. Man. Let me land.
Go ahead, yeah.
So what I'm saying is, if she already hold this high standard for herself, and she like, oh, a man put it like this high, a woman be like, a man can't put his hands on me, right?
And then she'll get smacked.
And she will get smacked, but she out soon as it happened. Not somebody
No,
who
she
grew
not.
up and they was like, well,
She
my
might
daddy
be.
slapped my mama before and they was cool. So shit, I'm gonna be cool.
She
I don't
not.
want my
I
daughter.
don't-
I
but
don't
look,
want
you know
that.
what?
I'd rather her be
But
like,
look.
hey,
But
that's
look.
it.
I
for
ain't
me.
never seen
I'm
that.
straight.
I ain't never
I'm
heard
no, but
that.
listen.
I don't want to be.
I'd rather my
that
daughter
way.
be on that
But look,
side.
that's
I'm just
why.
being
But
real
listen,
crazy.
listen.
I'm
That's
just
why
being
the
real.
parenting don't just stop it when he was saying like, "Pooh, sometimes niggas cheat with whoop." You gotta also say, but if you are experiencing this, if you are going
Yes,
through this,
that's
you
what I'm
gotta
saying.
know that you are better than that, and you gotta know
Walk
your worth
away.
and walk away. I'm not telling you just
Nah,
be.
yeah,
Yeah,
like,
like,
no, I
that's
agree with
reality.
that. Parenting don't work.
Hold on.
Yes,
I gotta
it
tell
do.
him the reality.
You gotta
Hold
tell
on,
him
real
everything,
quick. Hold on.
bro.
S-Dot. Hold on, not to cut you off, brother. S-Dot, so you think if your
That's
daughter
your
is in
favorite word
love,
tonight.
if your daughter is in love and she's 23 and she has this fake ass reality that a man won't cheat on her or put her or abuse her because feelings are involved.
Right.
And anger, all type of shit. Like you said, people raised differently, all type of shit. She might come from this different situation, and she might just attract a nigga that come from a lot of trauma.
Right.
So you think that all this shit she's doing, let him use his lawnmower equipment in her fucking 16 Civic, all this shit she's doing.
Right.
You know what I'm
Civic,
saying?
no,
And he
Civic.
smack her one day.
Yeah.
You think that she's just gonna walk away because she never thought this would happen. She's deeply in love. She's gonna deal with that shit. But if you told her like, look, I cheated. Sometimes you get this when somebody get controlling or somebody show you anger when they drink it or something. Walk away, Pooh. I'm telling you, it's not gonna end up like
I'm definitely gonna tell her that.
Yeah, but I'm saying though, I'm talking about telling her off my own experiences.
I'm not talking about.
Yeah, I am.
We
Because
talked
I
about
want
that.
her to
We
be-
talked about that on last
Yeah,
episode.
I feel you, but I'm just
because
telling you.
I think because through my experience as a child, as a son, to my parents, a lot of stuff that they told me not to do, but they told me they did it. I justified it in my head. I'm just being honest. I did a lot of that shit. I was like, well, Pops, I know it was wrong, but Pops did say he did that shit, so they gotta have grace for me.
Exactly.
Like I swear,
That's the
And
point.
That's
It's
how I looked at it, bro.
exposing your
but,
child.
But if they kind of put it on the pedestal and they just told me like, hey, we gonna leave this over here, but don't do this, don't do this, don't do that.
Bingo.
I would have had this idea like they gonna kill me if this happened. But now that I know that you kind of did it, I'm like, man,
I'm just a
shit.
firm believer.
My daddy did it. My mama did it.
No, I'm just a firm.
How you gonna judge me?
I'm just a firm believer of I'm gonna give you this. I'm gonna give you this, and I'm gonna tell you what to do when it hit. If it was to come into your life, and whatever you do with it, you gonna hear my voice in the back of your head. My daddy told me when this nigga get angry, he gonna start being abusive. I gotta go. You was
So do
right.
you tell your
So I'm
daughter-
not gonna tell my daughter. Oh, and let a nigga be like, oh, baby, I'm sorry. It was the tequila. And then now she green as hell. Oh, so it's not the tequila?
No, you don't do that.
3 months later. Oh, it's the James. I gotta stir up dark.
So
no,
do you
my
tell your
daddy
daughter-
told me when
so your
niggas
daddy-
start
so you
screaming
tell-
and doing this shit, then that's what it is.
But that's not the same as you saying, yeah, I did this. A man, so like to me, if I'm communicating with my daughter, I'm not telling my daughter, he might put his hands on you. Hell no.
Yeah.
If you dealing with any man that is showing you any signs, let me tell you, y'all know I'm King Crane. Here's the signs of an abusive man. So I'm gonna give my daughter the
Your daughter not.
what to look out for.
I'ma sniff it out.
Your dad.
I'm gonna tell you what to look out for.
Bro, your daughter
You
not. Your daughter not gonna come to you because you so strict and she
Man,
think
I'm
you
not
not gonna.
strict.
Hold on,
I'm
listen,
not
brother.
strict.
It's a
I'm
thin
not
line.
strict.
Brother, listen.
It's a thin line.
Hold on, bro.
I'm not gonna tell my daughter who not to deal with, but I'm gonna tell her what to look out
bro,
for.
you're gonna have this high standard.
That's right.
You're gonna have this high standard for
You're
your daughter,
absolutely right.
and the reality is your daughter might fuck with a poo-put. I got two.
Because you got to think too.
So at the end of the day,
But that wasn't the conversation though.
But what I'm saying is that's gonna make her be like, I can't come to him. I can't come to my daddy with you.
That's
So
not true.
now it's gonna be a hiding situation.
That's not true.
I always want my daughters to have a fucking safe place with me.
But listen too, y'all
I
gotta
don't give a fuck
realize
what it
too.
is.
Y'all gotta realize too, and I'm about to change
that's what I'm saying.
subjects real quick. Y'all gotta realize too, when you try to be so, the very thing that you tell somebody not to do, that's what they go and do. The very thing that you try to like protect them from or hide the truth from, once they get out in the world and they experience a little bit, or you gotta remember too, they gonna have friends that's gonna go through certain shit, and they gonna see how they friends
Different
do.
influences.
They gonna see how they, regardless of what a parent say, you are damn near who you hang around.
That's
So
not
if you-
true, bro.
I said
Everybody
you are damn near.
experience is not like that though.
They not, but what I'm saying is you can have, a girl can have a friend that's getting abused, and she can have a father who told her, look, you walk away, you do this, you do this. Her friend could have had a father in her life as well, but she's still dealing with this abusive nigga. You feel what I'm saying? So she could be down there like, damn, well, Mariah still messed with him and he was abusing her, so like, and they end up having a baby together.
The
So
influences be real,
But
bro.
You know what I'm saying?
So here's my thing. It's always a chance, right?
For
But
sure.
it's the probability. Do I increase the probability by telling my daughter, baby, niggas gonna cheat and you just gotta know?
Hell no.
Do I increase her dealing with somebody or tolerating someone by saying that? Now, it's not to say that I'm gonna tell my baby, no men cheat. Don't ever think a man will cheat. I'm not trying to create
You
a
damn near is, bro. But I
a
love you.
delusion.
But listen, I got a question.
No, I'm not.
I got a question for y'all, bro. So since we talk about our daughters, we talking about wives, and we talking about mothers, who come first in your life?
My wife, all day.
So
Wifey
your
come
wife
first.
So she come before your mother and your daughters?
A man is supposed to cling to his woman.
Talk to him.
So if when I pronounce that you take on my last name, you are now my responsibility. You are not only just my responsibility, but you are actually a reflection of me. So when everybody sees my woman, they see me. They see me. So the bottom line is my wife is always going to be a reflection of me. Bottom line.
I say wife. I say wife first too. I agree. It's in the Bible. You lead the family you come from for the family you making. Then my daughter, then my mom last. And I mean, it's not gonna always be that way though. Of course, it was my mom's house until I had a wife. You know what I'm saying? Or until I had a kid, so she had her time.
you get your perspective, because then I want to ask one more question real quick before we wrap it up.
It's my wife. It's my wife, my mama, then my daughters. Because my daughters gonna grow up and choose their husband over me, so I gotta rock with my mama after my wife.
Yeah, I agree with that. That's just the word.
That shit just period.
Wife,
yeah.
kids, mama. You feel
No,
me?
yeah, but I say wife, mama, kids. My daughters.
Your daughters come last,
That's wild.
Yeah,
but your daughters are yours.
My family is my.
So if
feel
if
me?
you don't choose
they
them,
protect her.
who come right?
I'm still gonna protect them from afar. My mama coming after my wife.
But look though, so look,
deep.
last thing before we get up out of here. So, how do y'all feel about your girlfriend having a best friend of the opposite sex or wife?
It's a no for me.
I'm cool with it.
I'm her friend.
As long as you knew him before, you can't be recruiting no new best friend though.
Yeah.
You can't
I mean, I'm
recruit no
cool
new
if
best
we
friend.
cool, right? It got to be a us thing.
Like
Yeah.
a familiar.
Because once you my wife, we partners anyway,
You.
so your friends become mine.
Yeah,
I don't really care, bro.
you don't care.
That nigga care.
I feel like
Definitely
for me,
care.
it's an age limit. You know what I'm saying?
What
like
you mean
if,
by that?
like if we like in your 30s and you, that best friend shit just kind of like, you know what I'm saying? You on the phone with him every day, you
Nah.
doing this and all that. Nah, that shit kind of
That's not
played.
cool.
But if you talking to him like
It's boundaries with it.
It's boundaries.
Yeah,
It
it's
gotta be
boundaries.
boundaries.
It
And it
always
gotta
has
be
to be
respect.
boundaries.
You know what I'm saying? Because I think it's healthy for people to have friendships of the opposite
Interactions.
sex.
Right. It
You know what I'm
definitely
saying?
is.
We gonna go ahead and wrap this up, man. We hope y'all enjoyed another episode of The Reality Is. Follow us on all our social media platforms at The Reality Is Podcast. Make sure y'all subscribe, like. On Instagram, I'm Stop Jeffing.
RCWM.
Hey, and we want to thank y'all for all the comments. If y'all have any topics of conversation that you guys want to hear, leave them in the comment section.
Yeah.
Subscribe to our channel.
Tap in.
Share our channel.
The
because we
reality
wanna
is
build
on Instagram.
we want to build up a community of people that have real conversations about real things.
Yep.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? So we appreciate y'all, man. We love y'all. Stay tuned.
Drop
It's
your
more
handle,
to come.
Sean.
Oh yeah, Sean Rich on all the handles.
I'm King X Crane on every handle. You can follow me on Instagram, follow me on TikTok, follow me on Facebook, follow us on YouTube. The Reality Is
Yeah,
Pod.
follow the reality is first.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
We out of here.